Why so sensitive? Oh my goodness. So there is this video that is circulating, and it's of Obama speaking to a group of black men and black women at the Pittsburgh rally for Kamala Harris. And he has happened to have ruffled a few feathers of these beta black men. Now, because I want to address one thing right out the gate. When it comes to these dudes, we all know these dudes, right? It's the dudes who are constantly screaming about more tangibles, okay? I want reparations. We gonna demand reparations. And then you ask them, okay, what tangibles? I want tangibles. They don't have an answer. You ask them when it comes to reparations, okay, how would you like that to happen? The Asian hate crime bill, that's how. Okay, who's your representative? Man, I don't care about my representative. I don't care about that. These are the type of black ignorance that we're dealing with in the black community, unfortunately. And they happen to be the vocal minority. They're the same group of people that are in Twitter spaces or on YouTube comments just offering nothing, right? Saying nothing of value and just constantly well, I'm not gonna vote because she's not black. They're just regurgitating stuff that they've heard from someone that originated from a simpleton or a racist. Damn. Many of them aren't even registered to vote. If we're gonna be honest, they're not even registered to vote. They don't care. That's what you have to understand. They're so disassociated from the political process that they're just talking to talk, right? They want to be seen cool, like, this person over here, like, yeah, I'm not voting for Kamala. And it's like, Negro, you can't vote. You're a felon. I think what we need to do is stop addressing the black ignorance of the community. When it comes to these black ignorant men, let them go by the wayside. They're not going to change anything, and they never have, and they never will. They're the ignorance. They don't do anything. They are fodder for all other groups of people. That's what they are. So if we take that in mind, listening to this speech, I don't understand what the problem is. What he is saying is that essentially like, hey, the same energy y'all had for me, you're not giving to Kamala.
We have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
And I don't know how some of y'all could vote for somebody who is constantly denigrating you, right? There's a man that came out with talking about shoes, and you had him Fox News talking about, oh, he really knows the black people, okay? He really understands them, okay?
Even the sneaker thing. I was on social media last night. Very interesting as you see black support eroding from Joe Biden. This is connecting with black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city.
So it just goes to show you that they only know us through stereotypes. So for black men to think about giving their vote to someone like that, is beyond the pale.
And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you?
It really is. The same people who want to talk about tangibles and reparations, then want to hire someone who's going to, employ judges and Supreme Court judges who are going to be against everything that you want, right? Going to be against your reparations. You saw what they did at affirmative action. They're talking about ending civil rights. So it's just like you're voting against yourself. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense with anyone above, an IQ above room temperature. And that's what Obama is basically saying. Now, he didn't try and shame anyone. He was just perplexed by the irrational actions that some of these black men are taking. And that's understandable. There's no reason why you would just see someone punching themselves in the face and be like, oh yeah, that's normal. No, you'd be like, what's wrong with them? What's going on? Am I the only one who sees this? And he addresses an underlying thing, which is, there has to be some hatred for, the black woman. And I think there is a valid point to that.
I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
That doesn't mean that all the black men who aren't voting for Kamala hate black women. No, some of them are just misinformed. Others are just unintelligent. And the rest are just simply saying to say, right? They're not voting anyway, right? Well, I'm not voting anyway because the tangibles. I was like, how are you going to get tangibles by not voting? Well, I'm going to hurt the Democrat Party by not voting for them. How does it hurt the Democrat Party by you not voting for them? Wouldn't that hurt you because the policies that the other party is going to instill is going to handicap the Democrats from doing anything that you want them to do in the first place? You a Democrat, chill. That's the level of intelligence that we're dealing with here. It just is what it is. You got to call a spade a spade. So he goes into say, talking about, hey, some of these, he didn't say the word misogyny. I don't think he did. But that's what it is, essentially. It's misogyny. And what that misogyny is not really what the left describes, but it's a hatred of women. And if you look at the black manosphere, that's what you see. It's a lot of these black men who have a hatred of women, specifically black women. And if you look on the broader, the manosphere, all this, right, the red pill scene, it's a hatred of women for some reason, right? You have those dudes who are unsuccessful, and instead of getting better, they just it's their fault. They can't take accountability. There is an underlying theme of that within the unsupporting nature of many of these men. It just is what it is. Because I've even had people call in and say, I'm not voting for a woman because a woman shouldn't be able to lead. She can't lead over men. That's what the scripture says. So you have these people, they do exist, whether you acknowledge it or not, but they do exist. So I think he's fair to bring that up. I think all he's just doing is holding men accountable. Like, yo, listen, this isn't what's supposed to be happening, bruh. You have someone who's clearly against you and against everything you want, even think you want. And you have someone, albeit she may not be the best of the best, she may not be 100%, but she's far damn better than the alternative. This is a person who said no to reparations, who vilified reparations. This is a person who said we need reparations. There has to be some form of reparations that come. So all these Negroes constantly talking about more reparations and then talking about, well, I'm not voting for her. It goes to show that what he is saying when he talks about excuses is that they're right.
And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses, and you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for them.
You have a group of these men who are just bringing up excuses, right? When first it was the reparations, right? She then comments on reparations, I'm for reparations. Well, I don't believe her. And it's like, what? You know those people who have already made up their mind that no matter what, they'll go into like a debate, like, yeah, I'm open to have my mind changed. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Well, because they believe A, and then you bring the fact that B shows that A isn't real. They are like, well, I don't care about A anyway. That's not really a big deal. So it just goes to show you that the same cult-like mind that Trump has cultivated, it's the same cultish mindset when it comes to these men who aren't going to vote for Kamala. They'll come up with anything and everything to justify or attempt to justify and rationalize their position, even though their position is illogical. It's irrational. But they'll do it in their head and be like, no, tangibles, hairline, and that's what you're dealing with. So I'd like to believe that that's not a reflection of the majority of black men. Because if you look at the data, black men and black women tend to vote along the same lines. I think it's like 80-90 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, maybe less for black men. So I think it's important that we have to separate, the vocal minority from the silent majority. Because majority are voting for Kamala. And you have these vocal minority clowns who are, they're clowns because they act in a clownish behavior. They act in a clownish manner. They're not taken seriously because they're not meant to be taken seriously. They're meant to be chaos agents. That is their job, to be chaos agents. Now, me personally, I didn't take any offense to this because he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to those black men who are black ignorant, who don't want to vote for Kamala, and they have no good excuse, to not vote for her. Oh, I don't like her because she's not really black. What? Anyways, guys, that's a video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, look, Democrat, chill, Obama ain't done enough for us. Okay, Kamala ain't even black. Okay, she's not even black. All right, I'm not going to vote for her. That's a trick bag. Or if you have believed, listen. The black ignorants are the black ignorants. There's nothing we can do about them. The majority of them aren't even registered to vote. They don't even know who their elected officials are because they don't vote. So they're just talking to talk to cause, disruption. That's all they're doing. They're talking to cause chaos. That's as simple as that. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Friday through Sunday, disagreement day. You can call in and we can duke it out. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, let me know what you guys think, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, and all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. Negro, you can't vote. You're a felon.